In 1995, a small bank in New York City got robbed. Not by a master criminal in a movie, not by someone with a clever plan, not even by someone with a weapon. A 5-foot 4-inch man named MacArthur Wheeler walked into two banks, robbed them in broad daylight, then drove home. Here's what makes it bizarre. He didn't wear a mask. He didn't wear a hat. He didn't wear sunglasses. He robbed them in full view of the cameras, with his face completely exposed. After the robbery aired on the local news, police were stunned to get a call from Wheeler himself. But that's not me. I was wearing juice. Yes, juice. Wheeler believed that rubbing lemon juice on his face made him invisible to security cameras. Why? Because he'd heard lemon juice could be used as invisible ink. So he tested it on himself with a Polaroid camera. The Polaroid showed his face clearly, but instead of thinking, that doesn't work on photos, he thought, well, it must work on video, and walked into two banks convinced he was invisible. When the police arrested him, he was still baffled. I'm shocked. I wore the juice. The realization. MacArthur Wheeler wasn't stupid. He was a victim of what psychologists David Dunning and Justin Kruger would later call the Dunning-Kruger Effect. Here's what it is. People who know very little about a topic dramatically overestimate their knowledge. People who know a lot underestimate it. Why? Your brain doesn't just store knowledge. It stores metacognition, the ability to judge your own knowledge. If you're incompetent in an area, you're usually also incompetent at knowing you're incompetent. You lack the mental tools to see your own gaps. Dunning and Kruger proved this with a simple experiment. They gave people 4 tests: grammar, logic, humor, and general knowledge. Then they asked people to estimate their own performance. The bottom quartile, worst 25%, didn't estimate 25%. They estimated 62%, more than double their actual skill. The top quartile, best 25%, estimated 60%, underestimating themselves. The graph they made became famous. A peak of overconfidence for the unskilled, a dip of humility for the moderately skilled, a slow climb back up as true expertise shows up. How it plays out in your life. Work scenario. You read a few Reddit threads, watch a YouTube video. Suddenly you're cracking the stock market. You day trade with money you can't afford to lose. You tell your friends, I've figured it out. 2 months later, you're down 40% and still blaming the market. Social scenario. You argue politics online. You've got memes, headlines, and talking points. You feel like a genius dismantling the other side. You don't notice you're making logical fallacies, citing bad sources, and losing every argument on substance. Your confidence is sky high. Your competence? Not so much. Finance scenario. You watch 2 workout videos, get a gym membership. Week 3, you're posting shirtless mirror pics. You're shredded in your mind. Your trainer sees form that could snap your back, but you won't listen. Self-improvement scenario. You read Atomic Habits, take a productivity course. Now you're posting morning routine videos at 5:30 a.m. You're a personal development expert. You've never shipped anything real, but you know all the principles. The Dunning-Kruger curve explains why Twitter is full of people who know just enough to be dangerous and just enough to be confident about it. Why it's dangerous. This isn't just arrogant people being annoying. It's a barrier to growth. If you think you're already good, you don't practice. If you don't practice, you don't get better. If you don't get better, you stay bad, but even more confident about being bad. It's a barrier to reality. You make bad decisions with overconfidence. You reject good advice because I already know this. You surround yourself with people who confirm your inflated self-view. It's a barrier to wisdom. The smartest people you meet rarely act like it. They ask questions. They listen more than they speak. They say things like, I'm not sure, or tell me more about that. Meanwhile, the loudest voices are usually the least qualified. The irony, it gets worse before better. Here's the cruel part of the curve. As you start learning a new skill, your confidence actually drops. You go from, I'm great, ignorance, to, oh no, I'm terrible, realizing the gaps, to, I'm pretty good, actual competence plus self-awareness. That valley of despair is where most people quit. They think, I'm not cut out for this, when really they've just crossed the line from dangerously confident to humbly learning. Ending strong, how to beat it. You can't erase Dunning-Kruger, but you can outsmart it. Seek brutal feedback. Find someone 10 times better than you. Ask them to critique your work. It hurts, but it's the fastest way to see your blind spots. Test yourself objectively. Quizzes, bench me, public rankings. Numbers don't lie. If your self-rating doesn't match reality, adjust. Assume you're missing something. When you're new and feeling cocky, tell yourself, I probably don't know what I don't know. It's the intellectual humility that keeps you climbing the curve. Embrace the valley. When your confidence dips as you learn more, that's not failure, that's progress. Push through. The other side is competence plus self-awareness. Notice the signs. Overconfidence plus loud opinions plus no feedback loop plus rejecting criticism equals you're probably on the wrong side of the curve. The world is full of MacArthur Wheelers, people who think lemon juice makes them invisible to reality. Don't be one. Call to action. Write down one area where you might be overconfident. Then write down one person you'll ask for honest feedback.